Send out my little hello and welcome. Welcome to Coming Into Being. Uh, Today is the new moon tonight. Uh, and I don't know how you guys are feeling it, but I really noticed last couple days there's been this buildup like of muck. Kind of feels like an energetic swamp a little bit out there. And so today we're going to do a little bit more of a special focus here of really being in that place where you're facing whatever. And if you feel the muck, yeah, it's a lot. And I realize it's also the holidays that are coming up, and so that is stirring up a lot. And I think the new moon is stirring up a lot for people too. So a little bit of a double whammy tonight, and it can feel like you're just trudging through a swamp, just this heaviness and the stickiness, even though everybody's like, you've got all the cheery music playing and all the whatever, wherever you are. The decorations and all that are out where you're supposed to feel great and lively and live, and it's like, okay, well, but you're still feeling that underneath that layer of just sludge. It's just literally sludge. So a lot of depression coming through for people. It's almost kind of typical for the holiday seasons because there's such an anticipation of expectation of trying to be cheerful of the all this stuff that's coming to the surface, and a lot of people would rather be kind of running the other direction. So we're gonna focus on that, clearing that, and yeah, panic, kind of the a little bit of the panic that comes up of presence, of giving, of being present, of having people in your house, of dinners, of families together, and just all the history that might be behind there. A lot of people don't have really good memories of Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate. I'll just say Christmas because that's what I grew up with. So just change out whatever holiday for yourself. But this duty and obligation and just this happiness that comes up around that. And so all of that coming to the surface. So let's just take a nice deep breath in. And let's take another nice deep breath in and hold it at the top for a couple counts. And then on the exhale, just like release it all out. Just let it go. Just let go of all the stuff. Let yourself just put it aside for now. Hey, Leah, Grand Rising from Australia. Yes. So very nice. Nice to have you join in again at a very early morning. So, yeah. Well, let's do that one more time. Nice deep breath in. Just really feel like you're filling yourself up completely with that breath and stretching out yourself out as you fill up as much as possible. And then holding it for 1, 2, 3, 4, however long. If you want to do it longer, that's fine. And then just go, blowing it all out, just letting it clear out. Yeah. It kind of feels better already. So just give yourself that little space of being. And then coming into the breath. So just, again, with that attention on the breath. And if your mind wanders off, say, okay, focus, or come back to the breath. Any heaviness that you notice, any heavy emotions, anything that's not neutral or positive, let's just kind of, and true positive, because a lot of people say, oh, I'm happy. And they're not. They're just like, I'm not happy inside. I'm going to just pretend I'm happy on the outside. So that's not real positive. That's actually negative with another coat of paint on top of it, another color on top of it. Oh, just letting it, releasing it out with the breath. And whether I say so or not, when you feel something come up, just take a deep breath in, really just kind of feel yourself expanding out, holding that. And then on the exhale, just letting it, just like it's all going out. Whatever's coming up, it's just poof, going like that, literally poof. So you expand your breath and then poof, letting it out. And connecting in with yourself, with this person right here you're with 24/7. This being, not just this person, this being that's you, that's here. Yeah, coming into deeper stillness. So we're going to do a little bit of clearing for people. We're going to do our little holiday prep here. End of the year holiday prep, whatever is the case for you. It's also the new year, and even if we celebrate the new year a later time, so much of the world is on this January 1st as the new year. There's kind of it's this pressure that's there. You've got to get everything done before the end of the year, on so many different levels. Wow. That brought up some stress. So let's clear that out. Focusing on your breath. And what I want you to do with focusing on the breath, like take a minute to put your hands around your ribs, lower ribs, and feel yourself as you're breathing, pushing out against your hands to really bring that breath into that lower abdomen. Yeah, there's some duty, obligation coming up, just kind of hanging there. And through people, showing itself in our lives through people. A lot of some grief is coming up too. Grief of loss of someone. It feels like that's pretty fresh for somebody. Somebody maybe died in your family recently, or somebody close, and so going through the holiday with that missing, that person missing, that loss, and so breathing into that, we just want to recognize that. We don't need to, some of the stuff you don't need to necessarily push it away. In fact, it's better to not push it away like this. You have this, and pushing it away is kind of not doing it justice, not giving it the space it deserves. And so just being present with it, just acknowledging it. It's like, I have this, this is going to be a little delicate. Here's this holiday, and this person's not around anymore. Physically, they're not present. I can't connect with them in this physical life anymore. And so Just acknowledging that. Acknowledging that sadness there. Yeah, Michelle, I know I can see you popping in. Somebody was going to be here, but she's a bit full at work, so she just had sent me a little message earlier so I can see her popping in. So there we go. Yeah, so coming more into the space, Michelle, when you listen to this later, good for you. Yeah, and letting yourself also, here is this time you're taking for just connecting with yourself, just you, in this space of all of us who are here live or post facto, of that space of being connected with ourselves, and just that feeling of relaxation that it brings deep inside. And at first, when people start doing this, a lot of times, connecting in, it's like the reason you have difficulty connecting in is because there's all these layers that you've kind of piled up on top of yourself from everyday life of how you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to act, the supposed to in life, And once you get into that connection with yourself, it's like this space of relaxation, of rest, of nurturance, because it's here, it's with you, with yourself. So that's coming through, which is good. Okay. So now we're going to do a little workout here. A couple weeks ago, we got into like Peloton for the spirit in our sessions, because we really got pushing through here some stuff. So we're going to kind of do the same thing. So take a deep breath in, just connected with yourself. Feel that connection for a moment. And then let's see, what's the first? So just bring to mind anything that's coming up at the end of the year for you that is a little challenging to face. Okay. So breathe in, just keep focusing on your breath. We're going to just clear this out. Brought out a bit of stress, a bit of tension. Some part of it is work related, where it's like you've got this deadline, end of the year deadline that you got to get to, that you want to check off your list so you can move forward, or check off your shopping list or your to-do list before whatever the relatives come, the trip, the whatever, to getting prepared. And there's a lot of stress there that's coming up for people. So breathing in deeply, keep focusing on your breath, focusing on your body, and just kind of move through your body as I clear this. And it's like, so focus on your lips and just say, okay, feel your lips. You can touch them if you want. Feel your lips and just say, okay, these are my lips. Ah, there we go. Feel your earlobes and just feel them and just say, okay, those are my earlobes. Feel your top of your shoulders. Same thing. You just name that part. Feel your wrists. Notice your wrists. Oh. As you put your awareness there, again, just name that part. Your mental piece, so something to focus on. Notice the palms of your hands, and in your whole hand, the palm, but also just what's in there. You've got bones, you've got tendons, a lot of tendons and bones in there, with the skin and the muscles. a lot of little bones in there. Just kind of tune into that, feel that. Maybe just stretch out your hands and feel them. And it's like, okay, those are my palms. It's my hands. Feel those palms. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Oh, that was a good one. Okay. And a lot clearer. So again, take a nice deep breath in and then come into that anchoring into yourself. Yeah. Feel yourself just center. It's almost like you've got this plumb line that goes through you. Core channel, it depends on what you're used to tapping into. Core channel. But just this line, can you imagine this just line from the top of your head all straight down through? And even maybe just kind of feel like you're pulling up a little hair. It's just pulling you up, and just feel that coming right through you. Okay. Very good. All right, let's do another. Let's see what's coming up to do. There's fear. It's going to be, well, we'll just kind of lump it in together. Fear and panic. Whatever that panic's about. Ooh, that's really coming up too. All right, so everyone just focusing on your breath. There's a lot of different pieces with that, what that panic's about. Even just, I think, being around people in the shopping, Christmas shopping, and how stressful that gets. So keep focusing on that breath. Let's focus in on those bottom ribs. Feel those bottom ribs, the ones that are separated out, that aren't connected to the sternum, that are in the side. Just feel into those. Put your hands on those ribs. Feel the breath pushing against those ribs. And okay, so just keep focusing on breath. I got this interesting piece that's connecting into the spine here. That's the control mechanism for somebody here. Okay, I'm getting a lot of image that really pertain to kind of slavery type issues, and this control mechanism having been put in place in the spine, so at a frequency level, to keep from being able to break free. So if you're always on, if you always kind of have this running fear back, even if you're like, well, there's nothing here, that's probably, what I'm saying with the slavery piece might be for one specific person, but there's a resonance there in anybody else who's feeling like there's always this underlying fear, or just like kind of frazzleness in the background. So focusing, let's go to the ankles. Let's come into and feel your ankles while I'm working on this, shifting this piece. And feel those bones in the ankles. There's a good amount of bones in there to allow for the movement of the feet in different directions. And then feel into your feet as well as the bones in there. I'm focusing on bones because there's a lot of bones in there. and tendons that make your toes go up and back and forth, up and down. Yeah, and even wiggle your toes. Feel your toes while we're down there. As you're wiggling your toes, pay attention to your toenails. Feel into that. Name those parts for yourself as we clear that out. Keep focusing on the breath. Feel your spine. Take a moment to feel your spine, breathing into your spine. You can focus on feeling the breath going up and down the spine if you want, or just your whole spine as you breathe. Lighting that up. Clearing that out. You're listening and you're starting. If you listen to this and you might feel like you're starting to sweat, or so some deep clearing happening with some frequency shifts in the spine, like down to the DNA here. The spirit DNA. So we're going to move this through the nervous system because it's really, the spine has really lit up here. So really focusing on your spine again, just feeling that breath, however you want to do it with this. Just, again, breathing up and down, up one way with your breath and down the other with the inhale, exhale, however you want to do it is fine. And moving that through the nervous system from the spine. So from the spine, all the nerves go through the spine, radiate out through the whole body. So let's move that brilliance through the spine. And let's make sure we get it down into the legs too. If anybody's sitting cross-legged right now, uncross your legs, and if you can stand up, that would be the best, or at least have your legs out in front of you. Just to get that flowing better into the legs. There's a way of sitting cross-legged, which is really good for meditation, but what that does is it creates a closed system within your energetic system, and so that's great for meditation, for certain meditations, because that makes that energy build up. But over time, with too much habitual patterning around that, it starts to cut off the legs, or not even starts. You can have your legs cut off that way. So take a moment to stand up and let that come through your legs as well. Letting that buzz through the nervous system again. A nice brilliant blue coming through here. Yeah, there we go. That whole looks beautiful. It's like this whole little flowing electricity, blue electric current going through the whole nervous system. Very nice. Revitalizing, refreshing, restoring. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of settling in. Very nice. And just focusing your breath on the lower ribs, your breath coming in and out. That was an interesting piece. All right, let's bring in a little bit more grounding with this one. So, yeah, we kind of got to focus on one particular piece here that was showing up, but this has been good for just the nervous system and all in general, and also even in general in terms of what's going on. You know, part of that stress is you get stressed and you get a little edgy, and that edginess impacts again, the nervous system, as well as things like the endocrine system, because that starts to hit on the adrenals, which tweaks the whole rest of your endocrine system. You know, like your thyroid, ovaries for women. That's a typical trio here that really can muck women up. Okay, so let's take a nice deep breath in. Hold it at the top. Let's do at least 5, even 10 count if you can. And just feeling yourself just expanding as you hold the breath, is expanding out as the breath is held. And then when you feel like you need to, just exhale out hard and fast and like you're blowing it all away. Here we go. Nice. Feeling stronger, more stable. We're gonna kind of bring this to end. So let's bring in that wholeness of being, that whole state of being. Yeah, there we go. Really bringing in that calmness, that stability from that. Your energy, your energetics, your system being full. You know, it's like this mesh, this 3-dimensional mesh, and when it's full, then it's, you know, like if you imagine like a scarf or something, that's all the threads are there and nicely tightly woven. Nothing really gets through. The air doesn't really get through that, but so that wholeness, that stability, that softness that's there, that strength, that certainty that comes through. With our energetic structures are full, that wholeness of being. That's what wholeness of being is all about. And letting yourself breathe into that. So every in-breath, you're breathing that in. And on the exhale, you're just kind of expanding even more. Yeah, getting the hang of it. And inhale it in, hold it, even if it's just one count, and then exhale and feel yourself expanding out even more with the exhale. And solidifying a little bit that boundary edge for you. Those energetic boundaries are really important with the Christmas shopping. As you're going through these crowded malls, and people are just kind of insane with the holiday stuff, and you're just chill. Letting yourself feel that, yeah. Good solid boundary there. Very good, very nice. All right, a little bit ahead of time, but it's always good to start early, like Christmas shopping. You get it done earlier, it's easier. So get into that wholeness of being earlier, and everything goes smoother. So very good. All righty, well, new moon tonight. So moving into releasing all that and then shifting into that wholeness of being. I think it's in about 5 hours or something like that. So I will be doing a little meditation, but not, I'll see when I get pulled into doing it. I might get pulled into it before or possibly right at that time. But anyways, I'm going to get my little QR code here if you're inclined to give a little thank you for this coming into being. There's the QR code for flashing that through. So off to good day for some of you, good afternoon for others of you, and heading into winding down for others still. And all right, thanks for joining in. Next Wednesday, always every Wednesday, pretty much every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No, I'm sorry. 7 p.m. Central European Time and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I guess that's 5 a.m. in Australia, whatever day that is, right? So thanks for joining in from across the world, wherever you are. And we'll be back next week, and stop on by and join when you're up for it. All right, thanks everybody. Take care and have a good rest of your week.